Hello. The devotions set for today are based on Mark's Gospel, chapter 6, and verses 6 to 13. This morning in the hospital chapel, our preacher was a nurse called Stephen Gitonga. He's just an ordinary bloke. He trained as a nurse here in this hospital and then went on to do further training elsewhere and came back. He was the manager of the HIV/AIDS and palliative clinic for quite a lot of years, and right now he's the overall manager of all the outpatient services in the hospital. As he spoke this morning, he spoke with authority, with enthusiasm, with passion. And I knew that I was going to speak on these verses where Jesus sends out the 12 with his authority. And I just wondered, where does that authority come from? Where did Stephen Gitonga get the authority to preach in front of the CEO, the hospital chaplain, the nursing officer in charge, and many other very senior staff? I also read an extract from Barbara Dickinson, the Vice President of Conference, as she spoke at the celebration of faith and worship at the Methodist Central Hall, Westminster. She said these words on October 17th. Although this event was to mark the end of faith and worship as a course, she took it as an opportunity to celebrate the key role lay preachers have in the life of the church. Did we get our authority to preach from doing the course? We learnt quite a lot of theory, Bible knowledge, some church history, doctrine. But is that where we get our authority? She said, Methodism has been distinguished since its early years in opening our pulpits to people of all walks of life who have not been ordained. Yet it is a recognition that the Lord gave the word and still gives it to people like you and me. People who work under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. She said, our gift is for the church to energize, inform, and disciple the people of God gathered before us, and sometimes, maybe, touch those beyond. In the Bible reading for today, Jesus sent out 12 disciples, ordinary people, fishermen, tax collector. We're not even sure what some of them were. But they were just ordinary people, not lecturers in theology or Bible scholars, just ordinary lay people. And he sent them out to preach the word. They'd been with Jesus for a couple of years, and now he was sending them out on their own, and yet in pairs, because to be on your own for the first time preaching is a bit scary. When we think of people in pairs preaching, we think of Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons, but that's not why they were sent out in pairs here. They were going out without the physical presence of Jesus for the first time. They were going out to various villages to preach the word and to heal. In the past couple of years, they'd heard Jesus preach. They'd seen him perform miracles, and now they were being sent out. Jesus knew that they needed to be prepared for the time after the crucifixion, when Jesus would not be with them physically. And it was part of his preparation of them to send them out at this time. It was part of their training. Preachers get their authority from Jesus. This passage says Jesus sent them out with his authority. Jesus is the authority to preach. Their enthusiasm comes from knowing and loving God, from their experience of his love and his care and his own passion for people. We too can receive the blessing of authority. But much more than that is the blessing of knowing Jesus for ourselves and wanting so much to share that love with other people. That's what Jesus wants us to do. And he gives the authority to share that love with people around us. May we receive that as we contemplate and think about the love Jesus has for us. God bless you.